Hello, everyone. Good morning. Hello, guys. Scissors, yes, YouTube, it has some difficulties here. It asks for additional verifications today. So apologize for that, guys. We're going to try to solve it as soon as possible so we can stream it on YouTube. Otherwise, unfortunately, the YouTube, it's not going to be available for today. So I will see if the guys can fix it right now. So we're going to start because we were a bit late. Just to make sure, please remember that this webinar is for education purpose and for market analysis, and it doesn't involve any personal financial advice to anyone. So yeah, we will see some pairs. I see people, they post about the Aussie USD, Euro Oz, Euro Yen. Definitely we'll go through everything. Just guys, please make sure you like this video on YouTube and subscribe to the channels. We have the YouTube channels, the Instagram channel, and the Telegram channel, and I will definitely encourage you to do that so you get all the market updates and wherever we are going live as well. Now let's have a look at the important news for the day. Let me share the screen. So Wednesday, the 24th, nothing in the morning in terms of important high impact news. Later during the US session, we will have the duration good orders for the month. So previously the number was 1.9%. Now the expectation is to drop to 0.6%. Now, as always, the way I put it, if this is going to happen and if the market participants will follow through, and that's the most important, guys, when we see the forecast, the reaction right at the news announcement, most of the times it confirms the forecast. But if the general market participation agrees to that move, they're going to show on the charts with the price move into that direction. So based on what we have now and what we're going to see on the charts in a while, if you have looked a little bit the price action from the day before, so from yesterday, you can see that the major pairs, they put a massive reversal against the US dollar, so we can see some retracements. And if this news is going to confirm today the weakness of the US dollar, until at least temporarily, we can see some strength coming in the euro, in the pound, in the Aussie, in the CAD, and so on. And for tomorrow, August 25th, we will have in Germany the IFO business climate, a number expected to drop from 88.6 to 86.8. And later on in the US, we will have the gross domestic product growth rate for the quarter, for the second quarter, minus 1.6% to minus 0.8%. So we will see what will happen. Let's go to the Premium Analytics portal, morning briefings, and just to read today's top headlines. A Federal Reserve Bank of Minneapolis president says that no time to back off on inflation struggle, and he encourages the decision to aggressively rise the interest rates and push for a hike, so they aim to fight inflation. Also, important news is that new home sales fall to their lowest level in 6 years. And that shows the weakness of the economy. Saudi's allies open door to oil output, cut to keep prices high. Some people, obviously, some economies, obviously, they want to take advantage of that. And the Federal Trade Commission drops Mark Zuckerberg from antitrust lawsuit. They put him some restrictions to not go ahead and purchase some startups and some companies. So that's all from the news events. Let's have a look at the charts. Let's start with the pound US dollar. We said last time that we are bearish, we look for shorts until this lower point here. So the market came yesterday here. 2 days ago, you see it stopped. On Monday, it stopped here. It didn't push lower. And yesterday, what I told you about the bullish engulfing on support, it's one of the strongest price action we can find, because it's misled the traders in false breaks out. Like the market opened here, it pushed lower, took the low, pushed higher on the same day, and closed at this high point here. So reverse 100% the move of Tuesday, of Monday. So we see that buyers stepped in for good. Now, this market, it stopped trending anymore to see, because we saw a buy candle coming in. There are two occasions. We go down to the 4-hour chart to get more clarity. The 4-hour chart doesn't show any clear higher high formation. The 4-hour chart shows this strong pin bar at this level here, which it was for reversal trader, it was a good trade, this one. But for most of us, the trend trade traders, we then tend to take this type of movements. So we have the market push to the upside. Now it's trying to make some retracement within this bullish candle. What we can see here on the 4-hour chart, if the price come at these levels here and reject it, most likely we can see a push to the upside and come to meet this area of resistance. So it can give us a good room to the upside. What can also happen is that this market can push to the downside, which is the predominant trend direction, and create a new low, and then we start looking for shorts. But to the upside, it's a bit tricky play now, because maybe we find a strong price action here, but the market is going to trade up to this point and then push back. That's why many times, guys, I'm telling you, just don't be very aggressive on counter trend trades on the 4-hour chart. Maybe on the 4-hour chart, we can see some trend like higher highs and higher lows, but the daily chart is down and the weekly chart is down. So if we tend to take this type of trade, we make sure we cut our lot sizes, we risk less on that trade. So for now, for today, we stop selling. And that's what you have to understand. We stop selling here at this bullish engulfing. But at the same time, it's not a clear buy because we don't have higher highs, higher lows. So whatever action you're going to do with these pairs in this market condition, you make sure at least you risk a bit less than what you risk normally, so you don't cut yourself in any bad trades. Euro US dollar, daily chart, same scenario. The market came around this lower point here. We put this bullish, I'm not saying it's a bullish engulfing because definitely we didn't take the high of this candle here. So we have this doji, let's say, candle. This is decision price action. And what we can expect to see some sideways move because we don't have any clear bias from buyers. It's not as clear as the pound. This is a bullish engulfing. This is just some small retracement at this area. On the 4-hour chart, though, we have this long impulse move to the downside. We have this pushback We retested these levels here. Now the market is trying to find its way. Where it's going to go, nobody knows. So on the euro US dollar, we don't have a clear bias. On the US dollar JPY, you see we had this level of resistance here. Yesterday, the market false break to the upside, and then it closed. And then it closed lower to the downside, leave us with this bullish, with this bearish engulfing candle. Remember, the weekly chart, it's in an uptrend. Daily chart, it's in a bit confusion because we came right at this resistance. So on the 4-hour chart, we have this lower low. So it's very, very unclear. I hope that everyone, until now, you start, or even today, you start having this this thinking process about, is this market bullish today or bearish? Or can I buy today or can I sell? Or should I not do anything? In trade, many times we say that less is more. And we mean simply that we can trade less, we can take high probability and quality trades with reward to risk 3-to-1, 2-to-1, and 2-to-1, and 3-to-1, and 4-to-1. And we don't need to jump in every single trade when we see a price action, but the direction is not very clear. So now we see that the market, we had this structure with lower highs and lower lows. The market make this move to the upside. We are currently around this swing point, this resistance, and we are waiting to see what the market participants are going to do. If they're going to close higher, we're going to look for longs to target this area. But if they close lower, like here, we see that on the lower time frames, on the 4-hour, we have this impulse move to the upside. The market failed to make a new high, and it put this strong bearish candle to the downside. So it shows us some bearishness coming here. On the 4-hour and 1-hour chart, this looks more for sale, but on the daily chart, it looks for staying aside. It doesn't clearly say buy, it doesn't clearly say sell. Okay. USD CHF, the bullishness, it's been a couple of weeks, and the US dollar, it's on the run. We see that this swing point, remember, we call swing point any point in the market which create a new high or a new low, which broke the structure in the market. In this case, we had this lower low, so this move initially came because of this swing high. So here, the last 2 days, we have two failure attempts from the market, from the buyers to close higher, but we are around this resistance. It doesn't mean every time we are at the resistance, we sell. No, when we are at the resistance, we look at our higher time frames and we see what the market is telling us. This higher time frame here is telling us that the market is in a buying mode. So we see this strong impulse move to the upside, and none of the swings, lower swings, it took the origin of this move, which is this point here. So, excuse me, in the long term, we are buys, but right now, we are sitting at a resistance. So we have to wait for either a clear break of this resistance and start and resume the buying activity, or we can wait for a new low on the 4-hour chart and start selling because we are at resistance. Aussie US dollar. On Monday, we had this high test without taking the low. We had this, sorry, this pin bar without taking the low of this candle where I'm pointing right now. And this shows this a very strong reversal signal when we are on support. And yesterday, we see this strong bullish engulfing candle here. But the market, we said that now it's in a trendless environment because it stopped giving us higher highs and higher lows, so we don't have any clear bias. And knowing that all the major currency pairs, they show some strength against the US dollar, so the US dollar shows some weakness against them, that can increase the odds if we trade any pair and we go buy on pound or USD or euro or AUD, and we go sell on the US dollar. So, but you have to understand that there is no trend in place. So at this point, it's a bit uncertain situation. Even here, we have equal lows. If you can see, guys, we have equal lows here. The market make a higher high. So where we have our support zone or our demand area, it's here. If the price is going to come and show us some signal of reversal, then we can go to the 4-hour, 1-hour chart and see a strong price action, and we can buy. We can do that, but we can do that in a lower risk position. Okay, if we usually use 2% of our capital to on a trending market, in this type of environment, we most likely need to reduce the size. And for me, I use maximum 1% in this type of environment, where the one trend it shows up, the other trend it shows down, the one time frame shows up, the other shows down, and so on and so forth. Let's have a look at some other pairs. USD-CHF, we talked about that. Euro-Yen, scissors, is forming a wedge on 4-hour, which is breakdown. Let's have a look at the Euro JPY on the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, a wedge, a falling wedge, you said. Euro USD is forming a wedge, which is breaking down on the 4-hour chart. Where is forming a wedge? From really the very technical analysis perspective, there is no wedge pattern here on the 4-hour chart, Euro JPY. At least that's what I see. On the daily chart, though, we talked about this resistance here. We had on Monday this bearish engulfing, and since then the market is trying to push lower. And we said about this this market here that it's the weakest market among the JPY pairs, and that's because of the extreme weakness of the euro. So on the 4-hour chart, we had this massive bearish engulfing yesterday, so maybe the market can keep trading lower. Now, a profit target, a first profit target can be this one here, this low point on the 4-hour chart, and after that we can come and retest this level here. So we have our plan in place here. Let's have a look at the pound Swiss. Some people are trading this pair. So we have this bullishness in this pair. So we have this rejection. Yes, 2 days ago, we closed with this small pin bar. It's a counter trend trade. So I don't have a temptation to get involved with this market. Now on the 4-hour chart, if we're going to see, we see some strong buying candle. We see solid bodies in the candles. So if we see some price retracement around this area, if we see price retracement around this area, it means we have our higher high, we're going to have our higher low, and we can buy if that's what we want to do. But remember, guys, weekly is down, daily is down. We just go based on the daily price action retracement against the major trend. So if we're going to take this type of trades, we make sure our trading size is a bit less than the normal. All right, let's have a look at the gold. On the daily chart, gold is still down. We talked about this level here with this nice bearish pin bar and then this nice close to the downside. Since then, we were start looking for shorts, and on a 4 hours and 1 hour chart, this was a bearish engulfing nice short. This was a nice pin bar short again. So now we stop the shorting activity because of this daily candle here. We want to see some sort of retracement. Now, how can you put your plan in place? We have this trend line, or if you are using moving averages, you're going to have the 20 and the 50 moving average confirming an area among with this trend line. Then we can draw also our FIB retracement. We started from the beginning of the move to the end of the move. So we see that this trend line matches nicely with this area of 61.8. So based on the checklist I shared with you guys, you know, we have our trend line, then we have our FIB. So we mark the FIB area, then we need a support or resistance. In this case, it's a resistance. So we would like to see, you see this rejection here. So we can mark it, let's say approximately as, if we zoom out a little bit, this is the strongest level. So we're gonna give credit to that one. We have also this lower point here, which it comes a bit closer. And the market, we see we have this reaction, then we have this sort of reaction here, there, and there. So we are looking to see the price retesting these levels, and then we can start looking for shorts. Now, if some people, they want to start buying this market because you are an intraday trader, today it's a good day in my opinion, because we have this weight of this strong bullish candle which closed higher than the previous open. So it shows some strength, at least for today. And remember, if the news events, they're gonna come bearish on the US dollar, it means the gold most likely can react to this durable good orders announcement. And if also the gap between the forecast and the outcome, it's going to have a big gap. So definitely we can see some bullishness in the gold. Let's have a look at the Aussie against the Canadian dollar. Guys, any other questions? What Deepak, what checklist? Was done a video? Was there a video done before? Can you send the link here? Yes, definitely. I gave the checklist on the last webinar I've done about, I think it was, because I've done few webinars this week, I think it was the webinar where I talked about the patterns, the candlestick price action. So I can take you one more time again through the website and we will find it. Okay. Sierra CHF JPY, yes, definitely we're going to have a look. And guys, the reason I'm giving you the checklist, it's because, as I mentioned many times, as traders, we want to have a plan, and we must have a plan. We cannot just see a candle and we start buying. No, we need a sort of structure, so we know we are, because there are so many pairs we are monitoring. We want to see this type of market condition with these parameters confirm, and then I put on a trade. The probabilities are on my favor. Some of the trades, they win. Some of them, they're going to lose. But because I have good reward to risk ratio, I'm going to be ahead of my game. Now, the reason I'm sharing my checklist with you, and I really encourage you, I say it all the time, if you are trading and you are very new in trading and you are trading on demo account, try it on the demo account. If you are trading on real account and you have totally different approach in the markets, open a demo account and try this strategy on the demo account. You can do it in any time frames, but when you're going to hear the webinar, you will understand why it's better to do this type of trades in the higher time frames. But if you want to do it in the lower time frames, absolutely fine. You're going to just go through numbers, and again, it's you just need to be extremely more focused when you go to the lower time frames. Okay, so it's good to have at least something which you can rely on. And it's not only we learn here, we also need to press the button and execute and put our learning, whatever we learn, to put them actually into implementation. So Aussie CAD on the daily chart, we are definitely in a trendless environment. We talked about this last time, this lower point here. Now we have this bullish engulfing. Yesterday, the market, if all these buyers, they were in control yesterday, we should see more buying activity. And what we saw, it was just a dodgy candle here, an indecision candle. So we're gonna wait for a clear picture. We don't see even higher highs and higher lows. We see this higher high here, then this strong impulse move to the upside, but since then no buyers are here to support this move. So it's not very clear. Euro against the CHF JPY, I think someone asked about CHF JPY. Yes. Weekly chart, we are at this level of resistance, as we said many times. We have this resistance here, and also we have this area here, which has been retested recently a lot. So we experienced some rejection at this level. Now the market is trying to push to the downside. As you can see, this is totally in a range environment. So weekly chart shows an uptrend, but in the long picture, but when we go down, the daily shows that the market is just bouncing between support and resistance. Now, that's what we call range trading, especially on the 4-hour chart. It's going to just drifting around with a big impulse move to the one side, big impulse move to the other side, not normal retracement. So for now, there are not many buyers. It was this bearish engulfing candle here. If someone took it, I don't usually get involved a lot at this type of markets. Euro against the JBP, this one here. As we said on the weekly chart, there is no clear direction. On the daily chart, though, we have this trend line here, which has been broken, and now the market is still pushing to the downside. The trend line is trying to be retested, but who knows, maybe that was just a move, a long, intense consolidation, and now the market is going to keep lower. It's not very clear at all. You see these swings points. They are just going like this, then like that, then like this. It's not even shallow retracement, it's very deep retracement. So no clear direction with this market. And let's have a look at the Bitcoin on the daily chart. After this impulse move, sellers, they didn't follow through. We came to this, remember guys, we talked about this this area here, and we said that the market can retest this one here, then can retest that one. So now we try to see which market participant is going to dominate this market now. Is Aussie CAD forming a head and shoulder, and could you analyze DAX? Aussie CAD, is it forming head and shoulders? It looks like that it's in a process of forming head and shoulders. Well, spot on. However, we are days away for the completion of the head and shoulders. We said, guys, that head and shoulders, it's the longest pattern, which it takes a long time to form. We want to see if we want to see a price stays around these areas and then make a lower low from here, then yes, we're going to have a head and shoulder. But now it's trying to form, and at any time we can see just a move to the upside, so we cannot take it for granted. And the last one for today, the DAX, on the daily chart, we said from this point here, if you recall, we have this area, and we said that the market, we were looking on the 4-hour chart a pullback, but the market just snapped all the way down, and then it didn't even climb up. It put this pin bar, bearish pin bar, and it's just selling off. So we marked our area here, and we said that around this level it's a target. So the first target was somewhere here, the second target was somewhere here, and we just moved from support to support, and we see at which support it's going to hold the price and which support it's going to create the new market structure. So far we are in this strong impulse move to the downside. Now if we're going to see higher highs and higher lows on the 4-hour chart, definitely we can start buying again. But for now, the daily is down. The 4-hour chart is down, so we need some retracement to sell, or if the structures change, then we can start buying. But now the move, it's over. It's been 2 days, and the move, it's just came to an end around this support. All righty. Guys, again, for those who are going to watch us later on the YouTube, and I saw that on the YouTube, on the live stream, there were people who are with me every session, and apologize for that. It was some difficulty with the YouTube account, was asking for some sort of verifications, and when you're going to watch it as soon as it's going to be uploaded, I just want to know that I acknowledge and I appreciate the fact that you are here, but sorry, we couldn't make it today on the live stream. Okay, so guys, for those who are watching us right now on the Zoom, please make sure you give us a feedback after we're gonna end the webinar, and I'm looking forward to see you on Friday, the same time. Okay, thank you so much, and have a nice trading day.